How about you sing it?
You can sing it yourself. Yes.
I thought we were going to sing it together.
You can sing it yourself first.
Oh, baby beluga. Oh, baby beluga. Now your turn.
Oh,
Baby beluga. Oh, baby beluga.
baby beluga. Baby beluga.
Okay guys, it is Wednesday afternoon, and I had full intentions of doing really useful things around the house, which I still need to do in a couple of minutes until my kids get home. But I decided I was going to do reading sprints today, and because I'm really good at setting boundaries for myself, I set a 20-minute timer to read 20 minutes and do things 20 minutes and read 20 minutes and do things 20 minutes. And then I reset that timer like 6 freaking times because I didn't want to put this book down. I wanted to finish it. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I wanted the satisfaction of finishing a book today. I don't know what to rate it. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the thing, I'm not gonna spoiler free in case like anybody hasn't read it, and I'm sorry my voice is still weird, so if it sounds really like quiet or weird, it's because of the cold. This whole vlog is probably gonna be my voice being super weird. Anyway, I don't know what to rate this book. I don't know what to give it. It's like, I really liked it, but there were... See, most of the things that I didn't like had to do with the characters. There was absolutely nothing about the writing except for Joseph that I didn't like. And it was just that I didn't like that his portion of the book was written in an accent. But honestly, I don't think back then it would have been as strange to read because I can't hear that accent in my head. Like I can't pick that one out, so it's really hard. I kind of just skimmed whatever he said and assumed it was like really judgy and kind of hateful. I didn't find the fondness for Heathcliff that everyone seems to have. Like the ending, obviously I'm not gonna like spoil anything, but I think everyone knows this book is full of tragedy, so I'm not gonna like go into it too much, but it's a pretty tragic book. And so by the end, I didn't feel the feelings that I think other people have towards Heathcliff, but I did like where it went, if that makes sense. As far as like characters in the book, they are all flawed. I don't think a single character is perfect. Not even Nellie is perfect, although I really liked Nellie. I thought she was pretty great. I loved the way it was narrated. It was done so well. It's just, it was written incredibly well. It was just so captivating. And to have a book full of really flawed people who, for the most part, you don't like, is pretty incredible to have, like, such a captivating story, I guess. And there were some characters who I didn't detest everyone. I actually really liked Catherine, like, young Catherine. She had her faults, obviously, because she wasn't perfect, but I really did enjoy her story. And her dad, not terrible, but some of his flaws did kind of annoy me, just like the way he was as a person, I guess. I thought he was kind of stupid a little bit. Maybe that's not a good word. I don't know. I didn't think he was like, he wasn't somebody who I would like fall for or swoon for. I always had a soft spot for Hareton in the book because I felt like he really got the shit end of the stick, and I just always felt like he was like, could do so much more, but he had such a terrible environment. It was so good. Like, I might give it 5 stars only because the things about it that I didn't like seemed to lie mostly in the characters, and they weren't meant to be liked. So I feel bad taking a star off for that. But it was so good. It was such a good book. Like, I feel like an underlying message in the book is just that hatefulness will eat you alive, essentially. Like, hating people just eats you alive and it just crushes you inside, and it's like a poison, and whoever's around you will succumb to it for the most part. It was so tragic. The whole story was so sad, and there was so much sadness, and there was a lot where I was like, didn't really care about the people, but also it was so tragic, just the way that everything happened and the whole like circumstance. It was so good. I couldn't put it down. It was really good, guys. It was really good. And I can definitely 100% understand why some people would hate this book. But given that I am someone who loves to read about tragic families and tragic stories and tragic childhoods, this book was right up my alley, and I loved it pretty much right away. I really, really enjoyed this. Anyway, I need to go outside. I really need to. There's a ton of I'm pointing at the wrong window. There's a ton of spider webs and stuff on the outside of that window, that door. So I'm gonna go outside and sweep it all off and wash it up so it looks really nice from the front of the house. I'm rocking look at this, a little side pony today. So we've got that going on. But anyway, I am gonna go outside and actually do something productive. Not that reading's not productive, but it's not productive around the house kind of a thing. One thing that I don't think I mentioned in the last clip that I feel like is kind of important to say is a lot of people kind of romanticize the romance, or overly romanticize the romance. Sorry about my messy kitchen, I'm working on it. But I feel like a lot of people, I'm gonna take these off because they're glaring really bad. I feel like a lot of people romanticize the romance in this book, and I have to say, anybody, I'm not judging anybody, but anybody who thinks that that is in any way a really good, healthy relationship in any way, oh man, this is coming across like such a preachy thing. I'm trying to say this without sounding like a judgy asshole because it's going to come across really bad, but I feel like anyone who romanticizes the romance, the main romance in the book, is a little skewed, I guess. I don't know. Just personally, that's what I think. And I know a lot of people don't think that, and they think it's really heartbreaking story and stuff. But honestly, I would say it's more of a tale of extreme obsession. When I think of romantic relationships, obsession would never be a word that I would use, because to me it sounds a little obsessive. It just sounds like it's not respectful, it's not loving, it's not kind, it's not putting someone else ahead of yourself. Obsession is to me very selfish. And so I feel and especially in this particular romance aspect, it was very selfish, and both of them were. It wasn't a one-sided thing, but both of them were extremely selfish in the way that they treated other people and the way that they were. Everything was about themselves and never about anyone else. And so the romance to me wasn't romantic. It was kind of gross. Not kind of, it was gross. Reading all of it just made me cringe. And the people deserved each other because they were so horrible, but it wasn't romantic, I wouldn't say. And the ending, I'm not gonna put too much out there, but obviously there's heartbreak and things like that, and I get that maybe the point of the story is that he was driven mad by his insane love and loss and things like that. But I am failing to see the romantic aspect of it, because to me it was a very unhealthy relationship from the beginning, and they were both really unhealthy people, mindfully. I just wanted to really quickly throw that in there because I know a lot of people, I don't know. I know a lot of people think it's really romantic, and I just wanted to put in my 2 cents that I didn't think that the love story was romantic at all, but I loved the book regardless because it had so many other messages. And I feel like I summed it up the best in my Instagram post. So if you want to see that, go check out my post on Instagram. It'll be one of the most recent ones when you guys see this. And you can kind of see my thoughts on the book as a whole. Hey guys, happy Thursday. I am about to sit down and read Once Upon a River. I was going to start this last night and Jared ended up, usually he plays video games a little bit longer, but he ended up finishing earlier. So we went and watched this season, or like the finale of Orange is the New Black. That show I loved that show. It was so good. But we finally watched the very, very last episode, and we need to pick a night where he was like awake because it's like an hour and a half long. So it's like watching a movie almost. Pretty excited to start this. This is the one that I painted in the last vlog. Pretty excited to start it. I don't have high expectations, which sometimes is good because then you can be pleasantly surprised. Or at least if you're disappointed, you're not as like disappointed as if it's a book you were really excited about. The premise of it sounds really cool. It's like, I guess a little girl is found and they think she's dead. Somebody brings her into like a tavern or something, and she ends up like coming back to life. And then I think there's 3 families who all had daughters go missing, and they're all trying to figure out if this is like their girl. But I feel like it's also like magical realism, and I've heard that there's my friend Olivia told me there's like dragons in it, so I'm assuming that's like the magical realism, like fantasy sort of element to the book. So it could be like a fairy tale and it could be really whimsical and really cool, but I don't have super high expectations. Like I don't think it's going to be like a 5-star book or anything like that, but I feel like it might still be really fun, especially because it's like getting into fall and it's like, I don't think it's so much spooky, but like whimsical and just like, I don't know, something about it makes me feel like it'll be good to read at this time of year. I know I was supposed to pick up Us Against You. I'm going to try and finish this one really quick and then see if I can still finish Us Against You before September finishes. But that could be me just like having high expectations of myself, and it may never happen. Okay guys, it's a little bit later, a lot bit later. I ended up mopping a whole bunch of stuff, including the bathroom ceiling, because I'm short and I can't reach up there. And it always gets like kind of filmy, so every so often I have to mop the ceiling. But it works. Got it all done. I cleaned the hallway. The hallway looks spick and span. Everything is organized and put away and swept and mopped, and it looks great. And I'm happy and I'm tired. I did a quick transformation and threw on, you know, the tiny speck of makeup that I wear sometimes. Mostly because whenever I do, like, I don't get breakouts that often, but whenever I do, I can't help myself. I pick everything. It's a bad habit, but like I pick my arms, I pick my legs. Like you can see if I get anything, then, and unfortunately, like the only time I do get stuff is like once a month. But I can't, like, I have the hardest time leaving it alone. I try, but I need to be better at not, like, even if I go like this, if I feel any bumps, like, along my hairline, like, I will, like, not even think about it and just start, like, scratching them. I don't know why I do that. It's a terrible habit. But if I put makeup on, like, this one didn't quite get covered, but if I put makeup on, then I'm less likely to, like, touch my face. So sometimes it actually keeps your skin clearer, because when I do have a breakout, if I just put some makeup on, then I usually won't touch it unless I forget. Anywho, I did read the first 30 pages. Look at that. Oh, I love rose gold. It's so pretty. I read the first 30 pages, and so far I'm liking it. It's interesting. I've heard it lulls a bit in the middle, so we'll see how that kind of goes. If I can read it quickly, then I may not notice that as much. Like if I don't set it down, then I may just like get right through it. But so far the story is interesting. It's a little bit eerie. I am definitely, like, this is something I'm definitely in the mood for right now. So I am gonna go read for maybe another half hour or so, and then my kids are gonna come home from school. see this? Like, no sense of boundaries. Excuse me, miss. Stop. They have this weird obsession with, ow. Stop. And whenever I have my nails painted or my rings just in general, they will try and steal like my rings. They will bite them and like try to nip like my nail polish. Chickens are weird. Excuse me. Excuse me. Like, they're not scared at all. They're just so, ow, stop it. They're extra weird today. They must want their thing filled up. Anyway, ooh, look who's here. Bus time. Hey guys, it's Friday. I'm just quickly gonna close out the vlog here. I had to go to a funeral today, so I was in town all day. My great aunt Shirley passed away. She was like 92. She had a very long life, but we went to her funeral today, and then after the funeral I went with my mom and my aunt, and we went out for coffee, and I had to get groceries, yada yada yada, the general end of the week stuff. So anyway, I didn't have any time to do anything today. I'm probably gonna read a bit more tonight, but hopefully I can finish Once Upon a River next week. I'm outside again because it is school drop-off time and I have to be in the driveway or they won't let Owl off the bus. So anyway, I'm gonna close this out here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to tune in next week to see how Once Upon a River is going. I'm so glad that I finished Wuthering Heights this week. That was, it was so good. It was really good. Ow, and there's a chicken pecking my leg. Anyway, let me know down below, as always, what were you up to this week? What's the most exciting thing that happened to you? What are you reading? What are you planning on reading? All that good stuff. Leave it down in the comment section below. Let me know what you're up to. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell next to it so you don't miss future notifications. I do upload most Mondays and Thursdays, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Thanks so much. Bye.